this is the time, this is the realm, this is the opportunity for those of us who do live and breathe this every single day to be in that room, to be at the table. This gave me an opportunity to hear the aspect of what others view as the concept of quote unquote leadership, and to take from that those things that I can align with and build my capacity in the work that I do.
It's kind of building some like worldviews about why housing inequities exist. And then just to, like talk to folks about like fundamentally the way that we change this is about building power and the different types of power that exist, and that our power comes from organizing people.
The most important piece is really like, why is this important to me, right? And so I'm an organizer, but again, I'm also an impacted person. And so I was really able to build out my story and learn how to bring people into this movement and show how relevant this is.
The thought process behind this was like, okay, we're not going to be able to go tour a city. We're not going to be able to go like meet a bunch of other activists or organizers in person, but we can do something that's cool and that like actually still like brings us together in some way, in some symbolic way, beyond just like a virtual thing.
One piece that I really loved is that they created like a buddy system. I'm in the deep South in Louisiana, and I was able to buddy with someone from across the country and really connect and build with them. Though we were separated by the interwebs and this virtual screen was between us, that we were still very connected.
If housing is essential, where are the everyday impacted people who have lived the struggle and should be leading the work of housing justice? So Secretary Castro, I'd love to have the opportunity to ask you, how would you make sure that tenant rights are strengthened nationally through the playbook?
We can pass a strengthened, robust Tenants' Bill of Rights that includes many tenant protections. We use federal funding to incentivize communities to put in place stronger tenant protections. And also, for those that don't, for those that violate people's fair housing rights or in other ways violate the law, that we withhold funding. That's, I think, part of the teeth that we need to put into getting states to move in the right direction, in addition to federal legislation that we can get done to enhance tenant protections.
I'm now empowered with the information I need and can participate in a movement to advocate for myself. And I believe that thousands of other folks that just are in my neighborhood who are a cost burden deserve that same level of empowerment. And I want to be a part of that.
I think it's the highlight of my work when I get to do trainings and actions with the leaders and our partners. It really is what fills me up and gives me the energy to keep moving in a world sometimes that seems hard to, we don't see a lot of change.
I eventually want to meet all these good people in person when this pandemic is over. But I think in the meantime, I really appreciate Community Change's approach to bringing people together and to building power across the country.
What is next for me is the continuum of being centered in the policy development aspect, being at the table, and when I mean at the table, being heard, being seen, being felt, being tasted as part of this decision-making process. That is my next journey.